you believe that automating your backend and some other processes will actually save a lot of time? And do you believe it's going to hurt your revenue?
I think eventually, yeah, anything you can automate is going to, I don't know if it saves you time, but it opens up the potential for other opportunities that your techs can work on, right? There are, like I said, there are a lot of redundant, repeatable processes that take place on a daily basis. So it's figuring out what those are, can they be automated, what's the impact to the customer, what's the impact to the tech team. Long term, I think most businesses, especially MSP business, if for the ones that maybe aren't, if you're not going to use automation, you're going to fall behind at some point.
The Intelligence Forge podcast is sponsored by Permasize AI Forge. The Intelligence Forge podcast is sponsored by Permasize AI Forge. At Permasize AI Forge, we know you're ambitious, but are manual tasks like admin, lead generation, nurturing, and onboarding holding you back from truly scaling your business? Imagine saving dozens of hours every week, freeing you to deepen client relationships and execute high-impact strategy. Our clients aren't just imagining it. They're saving countless hours per week and doubling their revenue within months. We custom-build AI automation systems that eliminate the grind. From effortless lead generation and nurturing to seamless onboarding, we give you back the most valuable resource, your time, so you can focus on building those vital human connections and driving strategic growth. Stop letting repetitive tasks limit your potential. It's time to build a business that works for you, not the other way around. Ready to unlock your true scaling power? Visit PermasizeAIForge.com and book your free AI audit call today to discover how you can save time and double your revenue. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Intelligence Forge YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new episode.
Nice to meet you and thanks for coming. So to get started, I would like to know, for you to just briefly introduce yourself, your company, your role in the company, and how your contribution to the growth of the company is, like your day-to-day activities.
Yes, so my name is Peter Prieto. I'm the CEO of ndatastor. I founded ndatastor in 2008. I've actually been in IT since 1989, so there's nothing I really haven't seen. I've been involved in a lot of different transitions, from mainframes to thin computers, to workstations, to servers, and so on. So I've pretty much have seen it all. This year in 25, I shifted my focus to sales, specifically sales and marketing. So I have an IT manager today who manages our tech support team, and then him and I will engage with our clients. We do like quarterly business reviews where we're engaging with their clients, reviewing their infrastructure, and building towards a specific roadmap that we have in place for each client.
All right. Very impressive. Very impressive. You have been in the IT since 1989, like 36 years now.
Whole life.
Say that again?
My whole life.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm trying to catch up with you. I'm just 17, 18 years in the industry. Yeah, you are the senior.
Yes.
All right. Literally, you've watched the industry evolve over the years. And as you know, the industry is going to reach about 350 billion globally, and there's a lot of perspective. So I would like to know, what's your own perspective in terms of what makes an MSP successful? Especially, a lot of things changes. Look at how you get started and now it's available today. We're talking about AI, we're talking about technology advancement. So what do you think makes a successful MSP, considering the fact that things are changing, things are evolving?
Yeah, I mean, things have always evolved. I think some of the things that still play a tremendous role is customer service. Being able to deliver a high level of customer service. We're still building relationships with our clients. You obviously have to have the knowledge. You have to understand the back end of how you're going to support your customer and help them accelerate their growth. But at the end, it still comes down to relationships, customer service, response times, issues that with some MSPs may reoccur over time. How do you manage those? And how do you remove those from happening and continuing to reoccur in a customer's environment, right? Getting to the root of the problem. So you have to be very problem solving mindset. You have to, in my opinion, you have to train your staff
That's
in
true.
order to how to engage. MSP is kind of, we hire technical support engineers, but
Mm.
MSP is kind of a different animal because one minute they could be dealing with a manufacturing client, 9 o'clock in the morning, they're dealing with let's say a Microsoft Windows issues with the manufacturing client. Then they can transition an hour later and they're dealing with the law firm who has an issue with their proprietary applications. So it's continuously evolving. So you have to have very energetic, very hungry to learn techs that aren't comfortable just doing the same thing every day, if that makes sense.
Yeah, right. You're right. But just to put some context, how do you now use technology to solve some of these evolving things, especially with your client?
With us, AI is a big tool for sales and marketing. We've implemented it in different channels. We've implemented it in different tasks that we do today. We're utilizing the AI to the best of our abilities, whether we're creating content, whether we're creating content specific to a vertical, whether we're engaging with our clients, whether we're doing blogs. AI is big in that. We're also looking at ways that we can automate our back-end processes using AI. That takes a little bit more time because it's just not plugging in a keyword into AI and it gives you an answer. You actually have to build out a workflow and then look to automate that using AI.
Okay, all right. Sounds interesting. Making some notes here. Your company, ndatastor, you've positioned yourself within the county of Solano. Am I correct?
We're headquartered in Solano, but we have virtual offices in San Jose and Sacramento. So
All
we
right.
cover all of Northern California.
Okay, so you are the largest in that area, from some of the things that I find out. And that's not a small feat, congratulations on that. But the company's philosophy emphasizes that you treat your employees as families, you treat your clients as valued partnership. So in today's increasing automated world, how do you maintain that personal touch while you're still scaling your operation? How is it that the people first approach, how has that contributed to your growth?
So I think it starts with culture. So I tell my team, we're actually in the customer service business. We just happen to be doing IT services and IT security.
Right.
Foremost goal is we're in the customer service business. So you have to understand what you lead with as opposed to saying we're in the IT services business. We do tech support. We do tech and cybersecurity. We're in the customer service business. So we train our employees in that fashion. We create our systems and processes based on surrounding customer service and how our techs engage with our clients. In most cases, our clients aren't calling us to say hi. They're usually calling us when they have a problem. And in some cases, there might be a little bit of frustration there. So we train our employees how to engage in that conversation, how to get to the root of the problem, and how to resolve that issue in the fastest time possible. And then in turn, we have a back-end system that we use, that a survey system that we use. So all of our tickets, the minute they're closed, we send an email out to our customer. They have an opportunity to rate that interaction with that tech support person. If they give them a good review, the tech gets a point. That point equates to $1. They can then go buy gift cards on the website. So if they're delivering a high level of service, we want to reward them for that as well. So it has to be on both ends. It has to be your customers, but you also have to understand how to engage your employees and your tech support team, right?
Wow.
You're as individuals, myself, my IT manager, other staff that we have, you have to realize that your tech support team are the ones that engage the most with your clients because they're talking to your clients on a day-to-day basis. They have the most touch points with your clients. So you need to invest in that team to make sure they're properly engaged, they're properly trained, and then you have to reward them if they're delivering a high level of service.
Yeah, it's a culture. And once you form a culture and the people are used to it, it becomes their daily life. And I think that's what you're building.
Absolutely. We
Right.
actually hired techs that may have more experience, but we have to let them go because they just don't have the for lack of better words, the people skills, right? So prior to MSP, in the 90s, you could be a tech and work on tech problems. You didn't necessarily have to have people skills.
Sure.
Today in the MSP space, I think the most successful MSPs have techs that also have people skills. They know how to engage with the client. They know how to deal with difficult conversations.
Because back then you may not interface with the client. You just at the back end doing whatever you're doing. But now,
with the problem, and then either the account manager or the salesperson on that account would be engaging with the client. They'd figure out the problem, give it to the tech support people, and they'd work on the problem. But now in the MSP space, when a client or their employees have a problem, they call our support team, and it's our support team that's engaged. They're not calling me. They're not calling our managers or our other staff. They're not calling, the receptionist. They're calling our tech support team. So we make sure that they have a phone number that goes directly to our tech support team. So they're not going to dispatch. They're not going to our answering service. They're not going to somebody who's routing the calls. When somebody picks up that phone call, it's a tech support team that understands their business, understands their need, and can quickly resolve the issue that they have, or understand how to escalate that to the next tech.
Wow. All right. I'm going to touch back on that process later, but let me talk about something that I also pick up as very impressive. You offer a 30-minute response guarantee and 99% uptime promise.
Yes.
Those are serious commitments. You will agree with me. And that requires some precise, operation. As AI tools become more prevalent, in the MSP operation today, you know that. Where are you seeing the biggest opportunities to enhance your service delivery while you are still maintaining those high standards?
Probably the biggest opportunities are going to be in automation. There are a lot of tasks that our techs do on a recurring basis, on a daily basis, or weekly basis. We have customers that have similar problems. So if we can automate those, use AI to automate that process, that'll give our techs, our resources, more time to work on larger projects, larger problems, and engage more with our clients.
All right. When you talk about solving those problems, how soon do you think you want to find a quick solution to those automation?
Well, there's never a quick solution, right? You have to be, once you have a system and process built out, you have to it's almost like a surgeon approach. You have to kind of figure out where you can add elements of AI to enhance what you already have, as opposed to trying to change everything.
All right. Cybersecurity is one of the areas that, it's not something that is new anymore. I know your company, you deal with a lot of law firms. I'm not sure if those are the only clients you've got, but I could see that you deal with a lot of law firms.
We do law firms, we do construction, we do manufacturing, we do medical practice, we do dental. So we don't specifically have one vertical that we focus on. We do our best to focus on probably about 5 to 7 different verticals that we focus on.
Wow, that's impressive. That's impressive. The industry is facing significant talent challenges. You spoke about one of your guys that you let go because they lack that human touch, But how are you scaling your operation?
Engineers that didn't meet our criteria. So when we
criteria, yes. Yeah.
I'm looking for people that have people skills.
People skills,
have a personality, have a people skill. They know how to engage with either myself or any other individual, and more importantly, a client with a conversation, whether it be a Zoom call, whether it be on a support call.
Yeah. So my question to you would be, how are you scaling your operation without adding headcount, and what strategy is working for you to attract new talent in this? Because we know workforce getting the right talent is not just straightforward. How are you managing, that space?
We have a pretty intense process that we go through anytime we're looking for new employees or we're hiring. We'll do about 2 or 3 different interviews with them. I usually do the last interview and just having a conversation with them like you and I are having now, kind of get a feel of their background, kind of get a feel of just there's certain things that you can teach techs, but there's certain things that you can't teach them. You can't teach them personality. You can't teach them how to engage. You can't teach them how to be very reactive. You can't teach them how to be calm when a customer is calling and the customer's upset, right? It's just natural. So we look for those key factors when we're hiring individuals. You know, some people come through us through referrals. Sometimes we use Indeed, LinkedIn. We try and take advantage of as many channels as we can when we're looking to fill that position.
Wow, impressive. And again, you have a lot of good reward for your staff. I mean, if somebody has a good review and get a point and could buy something on the website, I mean, the
survey has three options: good, okay, but, or bad. If they get a great survey back, they get a point. When the customer hits great, another window will pop up and say, by the way, if you have a couple minutes, can you fill out this Google review? We'll send you a $10 gift card to the customer who fills out the review. If they get a review, they get 25 points.
Wow.
So
wow.
we're continuously reviewing all of our leads that come in, all of our customers, and then we're rewarding our techs based on the reviews that we get back.
Wow, that's impressive. So let's move in a little bit of different direction. So reactive maintenance to predictive analytics is very crucial for preventing outage. You don't want an outage to just happen. So sometimes you have to do some predictive. You have to be ready in your response to your client. What specific metric and monitoring tools are you using to get ahead of some of these potential issues from your client?
I mean, we're doing daily, weekly, monthly updates. Make sure patch management, security updates are in place. We're constantly reviewing our customers' environments based on legacy product, based on, for example, right now with a lot of our clients, Windows 10 will be end of life in November. So we've already worked with the majority of our clients to move them from Windows 10 to Windows 11 because once it's end of life, there's no longer support for Microsoft for those products.
Yeah.
We have quarterly business reviews every quarter with our clients. These discussions, we have strategy, we have business strategy, we have long-term strategy, we have short-term strategy. And part of that is making sure that obviously all the equipment is fine-tuned, all the equipment is either in warranty or has extended warranty. And we want to make sure that the applications in the OS is also up to date and current. So it's just a process. There's a lot of proactive activities that we do on the back end for all of our clients. I tell my customers, focus on growing, whether you're in the medical, you're in the dental, you're a law firm, focus on growing your business and leave the IT to us. And then it's our job, it's our responsibility to make sure everything stays up, everything is running, and there's no issues.
Wow, that's great. With some of this consolidation in the market, how do you position your MSP to stand out? I know I've said it earlier that you have a lot of ground within your space, but how do you position your MSP to be unique? What's your unique value proposition that resonates most with your target market?
I think for us, it's a couple different areas of focus. For one, any content that we create, it's educational. We're not trying to sell anything. We want to educate all of the small businesses out there, whether they use us or they use somebody else. We want to educate them on security, and we want to educate them on the things that they should be doing. For example, we have a bulletin. We call it a bulletin email. Anytime we get an alert of some type of an attack, or I think the last one there was 94 billion. I think it was Google logins that were stolen available on the dark web. So as soon as we got that email, we were aware of it. We created a bulletin, right? We manage our customers as well, but we created a bulletin that we then email out to our prospects and let them know these are the things that you can do. These are the protective measures that you can take to make sure that you stay protected. I know what it takes. We're a small business as well. I know what it takes to start and to build, and the time, the energy, the sweat, the tears that go into building a small business.
Yeah.
To lose that because an employee clicks on the wrong link and now you're subject to ransomware and potentially a class action lawsuit because of the data that got out through your network, It's just a nightmare that no business owner wants to live through.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Again, I cannot overemphasize this, that you've built a very strong reputation in Northern California. Yes, you build that reputation, amongst many. I'm not sure, maybe your employees more than 10, or I don't know what the number is, but I know you've got a couple of employees. Yeah, in the market whereby referral reputations matters a lot, I know you do get a lot of that. I just wanted to know, when it comes to client acquisition strategy, we all know that this has involved, there's a lot of things going on, a lot of tools used. But how do you establish yourself within the local presence? And do you have any plan of expanding beyond the state, beyond the city, beyond your community that you are currently? So what's your client acquisition strategy for 2025?
Our client acquisition strategy, so we're doing about 5 different levels of marketing. So we have email marketing, we have postcard mailers, we have webinars, we have, and right this week we're working on our testimonials. We have SDRs that call and set up appointments. And then we have another marketing company that does marketing for us, and they bring us the database. They do the marketing elements of that. And then any leads that come in, we have SDRs that actually call them to set those appointments or to just verify what type of information they're looking for. So we're very active in trying to get the message out from our content, from our emails. We do 3 to 5 posts a day on LinkedIn alone.
Wow.
So whether it's a video, whether it's content, whether it's images, we're doing 3 to 5 posts a day on LinkedIn, and then probably 2 to 3 on TikTok, Facebook, Meta, Google, Twitter. Wow,
that's impressive. That's impressive. Any use of AI in any of these your strategy?
We use AI for our marketing. So what we do is we create avatars for our different verticals. And then we talk to that avatar as if we're talking to a customer to help us create blogs specifically to that vertical, email campaigns, even creating postcards because we do mailers. So we're heavily grouped in ChatGPT and other AI channels specifically for creating content.
Wow, that's impressive.
A week to create a blog. We can create a blog now in 30 seconds.
Wow. Okay. Where do you see your company within the next 6 to 12 months? Where do you want to see yourself? And I asked you the other time in terms of expansion, what's your goal in terms of your 6 month, 12 months? Where do you want to see the company?
We want to continue to grow in Northern California. There's no plans to expand outside of that as of today. I think there's enough business in Northern California where we're really good at what we do, and we have a very good customer base in this area. We want to continue to grow that, whether that's through webinars, email marketing, podcasts. We're always looking for ideas on getting that customer knowledge out there as fast as possible to the right person at the right time. But we also want to educate as many people as we can, as many small businesses as we can, on the importance of a very well put together cyber strategy that they should have for their business. To me, that's the most important thing. You can have the best IT services, you can have the best IT person on your staff, but if you don't have a cyber strategy in place to protect your business, you're basically playing Russian roulette with your business.
Wow, nice. I'm just curious, why do you think you should not expand beyond the boundary that you're operating currently, probably to some other states?
Primarily because then it takes away the focus from what we have here. When you're trying to do too much in a short period of time, then it takes away from the focus you have. So we have a lot of momentum in California. We want to build off that momentum that we already have. Then maybe a year or 2 years down the road, we'll look at either merging, acquiring, or just expanding in other areas.
Okay. You talked earlier about automation. I just want to bring you back to that. If you have a magic wand today, I know you're talking about expanding also in terms of expanding your horizon within California. You're not the only one in California offering MSP, high services. And if you have your way, I believe you want to take probably more than 50% of the share, if that's possible. Now, between you getting your backend automated and some other challenges, if you have a magic wand today, which of those challenges will you want to solve first?
I think for us, it would be looking for areas on our back end in our tech support process that we could potentially automate and enhance that experience for our customers.
If that opportunity presents itself today, how soon do you think you can?
It just depends on what the opportunity is. Without knowing what the opportunity is, what the time and energy that's involved, the budget that's involved, I couldn't tell you that, right? All I know is if in general with any activity, if it's providing, I think the way we look at it is what's the ROI, right? If the ROI is, very small, then the priority is probably not going to be as high. If the ROI, like for example, this week, we've invested a lot of time and energy in testimonials. I know the ROI is big for that. So we're interviewing a lot of our clients. We're creating testimonial videos because that's huge. So it just depends on what the ROI is.
All right.
Backend's a little harder to view for us. Anything that we can automate, it just gives our techs some more time on their plate. They can engage with customers, whether it's new projects, whether it's planning, whether it's building out different types of infrastructure that maybe where they're looking to expand. It gives our techs more time to do that.
Do you believe that automating your backend and some other processes will actually save a lot of time? And do you believe it's going to add to your revenue?
I think eventually, yeah. Anything you can automate is going to, I don't know if it saves you time, but it opens up the potential for other opportunities that your techs can work on, right? There are, like I said, there are a lot of redundant, repeatable processes that take place on a daily basis. So it's figuring out what those are. Can they be automated? What's the impact to the customer? What's the impact to the tech team? Long term, I think most businesses, especially MSP business, if for the ones that maybe aren't, if you're not going to use automation, you're going to fall behind at some point.
That's true. That's true. But in the next 12 months, what do you have any target revenue that you want to achieve? To say, well, we're chasing this number. If we could hit it in the next 6 months, in the next 12 months, yes, we got it.
Currently, we're on track to increase 60% from 24 and 25. If we can increase that to 80%, that would be a great. I mean, we're already on target for what our goals were. Our goal was a 50% increase. Today we're at our goal is, I mean, where we're at today is at 60%.
Do you want to share that number?
No.
Okay, no worries. It's fine. All right.
I don't share until it happens.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But can you share your last year number?
Last year, we were just about $1 million.
Wow, that's good. That's good. If this makes sense to you, I think one of the things that we do, which I don't think you really, you're not struggling in that you can get it better. In every processes, you can get it better. But you're not doing it badly in terms of your client acquisition. But I think I used to tell my employer when I was with NTT that why do people log a call for password reset?
Correct.
And people log password reset today, tomorrow they log password reset.
Onboarding, offboarding employees, new employees, password resets potentially could be automated, but we still have to look at it because when you're resetting a password, you may also have to, depending on what password you're resetting, you may have to reset the MFA as well. And depending on what tools you're using, you just got to see what the impact is, both internally and externally for the customer.
Right.
Yeah, those are things that we will start looking at. We're already looking at in some cases. We just we're not in a position to dedicate the resources to those in order to set those up.
Thank you so much once again. Thank you.
You didn't quit your day job to become a full-time admin assistant. The Intelligence Forge podcast is sponsored by Permasize AI Forge. At Permasize AI Forge, We know you didn't start your business to spend 60 hours a week on paperwork, chasing leads, and managing endless admin tasks. You started it to build something meaningful and serve your clients. But right now, you're trapped in the day-to-day grind instead of growing your business. What if I told you our clients are reclaiming 15, 20 hours per week, increasing their revenue by 30 to 50% within 6, 12 months, and finally getting their lives back? We don't just automate random tasks. We build custom AI systems that eliminate the bottlenecks choking your growth, from leads generation to lead, nurturing and management to project management to client follow-ups. Stop paying for an expensive, frustrating manual system. It's time to upgrade to strategic automation. Visit PermasizeAIForge.com and book your free business transformation strategy call today. Discover exactly how much time and money you're losing to manual processes and how to get both back. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Intelligence Forge, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode packed with game-changing insights. Your future automated business is waiting.